Hello friends, let us see the different types of bearings. First of all, we need to understand where are the bearings used. Whichever thing moves, we use bearings in that. Bearings are basically divided into two types. One is rolling contact bearing and other is sliding contact bearing. So in rolling contact bearing, these are the things which we are going to cover. So what are we going to study is what is the purpose of bearing, what are the different parts associated with the rolling contact bearing, what are the different types of rolling contact bearing, and selection of a particular type of rolling contact bearing based on its application. Next we are going to see what is static load carrying capacity, which is denoted by C naught, that is from Strebec's equation we derive C naught. Next we are going to see dynamic load carrying capacity, that is C. Then we will see what is equivalent radial load, that is P. Then we are going to see L10 and L50 life. Then causes of failure and remedies in rolling contact bearing. Then different relationship between different types of reliabilities. How is the bearing designated, what is the nomenclature used for a particular type of bearing, that is if we go to the market what we need to specify so that we get the required bearing. Then apart from that, next we are going to see what are the different types of lubrications possible for the rolling contact bearing and the methods of applying it and different types of mounting techniques. Then there is one more concept called preloading, we will see preloading also. Then we see that the numericals which are related to rolling contact bearing are of the following types, that is basically we need to calculate C. C is the dynamic load carrying capacity. Once you calculate the dynamic load carrying capacity, you specify a particular bearing for that C. So we are calculating C each time. First problem is calculating C for a given type of loading and L10 life. Next is calculating of C based on different types of reliability. Then calculating C for a particular loading from manufacturer catalog. Then calculating C for variable loads at variable speeds. Okay. Now the first thing we are going to see here is what is the purpose, what are the parts, what are the types, and how is the selection based on application. Now looking for the purpose, what is the purpose of the rolling contact bearing? The functions of rolling contact bearing are, it basically supports the shaft or axle in its correct position. Next, load transfer from gear to shaft and from shaft to bearings and from bearings to the mountings. So the purpose is as specified, that is supporting the shafts and axles properly and transferring the load from the given point of application to the mountings, frames, housings, etc. Then next we will see what are the different parts of the bearing and the associated types. Now these are the basic parts of the bearings, that is suppose this is a DGBB, we notate it in industry, we call it as DGBB, that is deep groove ball bearing. It consists of the inner race, outer race, ball and the cages to hold it. Now these are the basic types of bearing, the most important types which we use in our day-to-day life. This is deep groove ball bearing, this is angular contact ball bearing, this is thrust bearing, this is self-aligning bearing, this is cylindrical roller bearing, this is taper bearing. Now as you can see, the basic difference is in the construction of these bearings, that is this ball is inclined on the inner race and outer race. So what happens is whenever there is a radial load and thrust load, this kind of bearing comes into action. Now this kind of bearing, this bearing will take only the radial load, it cannot resist the thrust load, and this is a thrust bearing which we use in our day-to-day appliances like fans, mixers, grinders, etc. So this is a thrust bearing, this is the shaft on which load is applied, and this is the thrust bearing, this is the outer race, inner race, and this is the ball. Now next is the self-aligning bearing. Now for self-aligning bearing, what happens is, suppose there is some play in the shaft is under some misalignment. What happens is the inner race rotates inside about the outer race. The outer race is spherical in nature, so that if the inner race tilts inside with the shaft, it can still resist the load. So this is the self-aligning bearing. Now this is the cylindrical roller bearing. Now here you can see that there are balls and here there are rollers. So this is a roller and this is like inner race, outer race, roller and cages for holding it. Rollers are basically holded by steel cages. Now this deep groove ball bearing are holded by cages of polyamides, plastics. As the load increases, the bearing changes, and for heavy bearings we use steel cages, and for light bearings we use nylon cages or polyamide cages. Now this is the taper roller bearing. As you can see, this taper roller bearing can resist the thrust load as well as radial load as its axis is inclined. Okay, now we will see how are the bearings selected. For low and medium speed we use ball bearings, whereas for heavy loads we use roller bearings. Okay, now the self-aligning bearings like this are used in the situation where there is misalignment between the axis of shaft, and the thrust bearings are used for medium thrust, and cylindrical roller thrust bearings are used for heavy thrust. Now for high speed applications we use deep groove ball bearings, and when the load acting on the bearing consists of two parts, that is radial and thrust load, we use angular contact ball bearings. Now when the situation is like we need minimum noise, so in that situation we use deep groove ball bearings. Now based on the situation we need to select what kind of bearings we are going to use.